Hey guys, if you've ever wondered how to get your kids more involved in archery, today I'm going to give you 3 tips on some things that I have done with my 3 kids that get them excited to shoot their bows. Did you have fun today?
Yeah.
But before we get started with that, I want to apologize for the production quality of this video. I still have my in-laws living in my basement, so I'm outside the gym right now in the burning hot sun in my car without the air conditioning on, so production quality is not the greatest, and I apologize for that. But first things first, number 1 rule to get your kids more involved in archery, I would say that it is to expose them to it. So exposure is number 1. The reason for that, if they see it more often, the more often they're going to be interested in it, more questions they're going to have, and the likelihood of them wanting to do it themselves is going to be a lot higher. I remember when I was in Little League baseball as a kid, our coach would tell us to watch baseball all the time. He said it would make us better baseball players, and I think it was true in that it worked. And so I kind of have the same method when it comes to archery and bow hunting. I try to just expose my kids to it as much as possible. So if I'm making arrows, I ask them if they want to help. If I'm going to the range, I ask them if they want to come. And on the weekends when I'm home, I try to wake up early and put on some bow hunting so that when the kids wake up and they come downstairs, they want to watch it with me. That works especially well with my daughter. She is kind of at the stage right now where she's not so much into actually shooting the bow, mostly because she couldn't pull the bow back. But she loves waking up early with me on Saturdays and Sundays and sitting down and watching some different hunting films, watching guys bow hunt. So that's something special that we get to do together, and it also keeps her engaged and wanting to eventually be able to shoot the bow a little bit more. Rule number 2, make it easy. By making it easy, I mean make it easy for them to do. I basically never say no when it comes to archery stuff. So if my son asks me if he can go shoot his bow, I'm like, yeah, let's go do it. So try the best that you can for when they're interested and they want to do it. Just say yes and go and do it. Make it easy for them to do. So have a spot at home where they can go and do it. Give them as much or as many opportunities as possible to pick up that bow or to watch some hunting on TV, whatever it might be. Just try to keep that exposure up and make it super available and easy for them to do. When it comes to the actual physical part of what bow to get a kid, we just started with, I believe it's called the Bear Apprentice bow. You can get it at Walmart for like $30. And that's what we started my kids off with. I think the poundage on it is maybe 5 pounds, which was actually a little too heavy. My son is 6 years old, and he just recently was able to pull it back. So I think if I were to do things different now, especially for my daughter who's 4 and then my other son who's under 2, if I were to go back in time or get a new bow for the younger 2, I would start out with like a recurve, something that you don't have to get all the way back to a full draw before you can shoot it. And you don't necessarily have to with that Bear Apprentice either. It was just, I know, frustrating for my son to not be able to pull it back all the way. So I would try to get like a recurve bow, one of the little fiberglass ones with the cheap arrows that you can start a kid off on, because they can do that from a super young age when they're not really strong. But like I said, my son is 6 now, and he can pull that Bear Apprentice bow all the way back now to full draw and really fling some arrows. So if you're going to start a kid out, highly recommend that Bear Apprentice bow. Good for around that age range. Now, rule number 3, okay? You also have to make it challenging. So these are kind of contradicting here, all right? Make it easy, but also make it challenging. And by make it challenging, I kind of just mean make it fun, okay? So challenge them put up little balloons for them to pop, make them hit tin cans off of a target or hit a certain circle. You got to find a way to keep it engaging, keep it fun, so they feel like they're getting better or they're getting good at it. That's the big thing I noticed with my son. He'd shoot a couple times. You know, it's easy for a kid to get frustrated if they're not hitting a target. And you can only challenge them so much by, you know, moving back or hitting the same thing, and they can get bored super quick. So you got to find a way to keep it fun. And we do that by, you know, making little challenges, little fun targets, because that way he really feels like he accomplished something when he kind of defeats that challenge, and you get excited. And at the end of the day, your kids just love seeing you be proud of them and be happy and be excited for them. So find a way to make archery that, something that makes them feel good, something that they enjoy doing with you. So at the end of the day, those are my 3 rules. All right. Number 1 is just exposure. All right. Number 2, make it easy. And number 3, make it challenging. If you do those 3 things, your kids are going to love and be asking to go and shoot their bows with you all the time. And that's something I really look forward to. Something I love about archery is that the whole family can get involved. And I hope, you know, 10 years down the road, I'll be able to go bow hunting with all my kids, and we'll be able to go to the range and shoot, and it'll be something that we can all do together. So if you follow those 3 steps, hopefully you'll get the same. I'll keep you posted on how my kids are doing and the different progressions we hit along the way, because stuff is going to change. They're going to get bigger. They're going to need new bows. So I'll keep you up to date on that. With that, I'm ready to get out of the sweaty car. Thank you for putting up with the lack of quality in this video, and we'll talk to you again soon.